Amy set up a small business of a forest school offering environmental education and outdoor play originally to fit around her own children, and says there's no reason for children to shy away from the outdoors once the weather takes a turn for the worse.
There are so many things that you can wear to keep yourself dry. There are fleeces, lovely layered clothing that you can get in all the good outdoor shops. There's waterproofs, wellies, the works. So children can get themselves kitted up, as can you. So that's no excuse. And also when you're indoors and when the children are indoors, they seem to go a little bit stir crazy. They bounce off the walls. They need some kind of inspiration to play, and the woodlands is a perfect place to do that. So there's just endless resources, there is so much space, they can just roam around and do what they like, and that's what we want them to do, essentially.
Studies suggest that there are many reasons to encourage children to be outside, including increasing confidence and self-esteem.
They love to be outside, and it's so important that they're not just sat inside watching the television, and they get to explore naturally on their own and learn about nature and bugs and conkers and pine cones, all sorts of things, and use their imaginations.
For young mums or dads who haven't got the time to bring children out but just do have an hour to go to their local wood or park, what would you suggest that they could do that would just be fun for the children for an hour?
I'd say first off, do a treasure hunt. If they're not used to being outdoors, then just go and see what's on the ground that the children can pick up themselves. At the moment there are acorns, there are conkers, there's different chestnuts, different coloured leaves, and then if they've only got an hour for outdoors, they can bring nature indoors and they do all sorts of things, even some cooking with what they find, and then just make the most of it. Other things you can do is just play games outdoors. Hide and seek is a perfect one, or going on a special trail.
How can you ensure the children's safety, because sometimes things can be dangerous?
Well, that's a good question, and we try and get them to manage their own risk, obviously within reason. So they get used to the woodland, they get used to the stumps and the trip hazards and things like that. But we try and encourage them to climb what they can do. So we don't want them to climb up to the top of a tree, but if they're able to climb on their own, as long as we're around to make sure that they're doing things safely, then we get them to manage their own risk.
Years ago, I met my husband working outside, working at summer camps. So we've got that background, but also being outside, we're able to get away from devices and that distraction and focus on our children and enjoying what we have around us and not just sitting on our bottoms.
Shan Robins, That's TV.